Greetings. In this reflective episode, I draw on the past episodes and derive key points and lessons learned for the urban planning discipline. In episode 2, I interacted with other students doing urban planning who provided experiences, perceptions, and often provided different shades and layers of the notions of gender in urban planning. From this episode, we can see that males and females experience the city differently, thus influencing how each gender perceives, utilizes, and enjoys space. It is important to note that both males and females do experience some insecure and unsafe feelings in Johannesburg. However, for each gender, factors influencing these feelings are not the same, and the intensity of feelings of unsafety and anxiety in spaces is definitely not the same for the male and female experience. In episode 2, we can learn that factors that can affect perceptions of safety include real-life experiences, the amount of activity in the area and how many eyes are on the street or public space, the preconceived assumptions of the area based on the reputation of the place, physical disorder. This includes decaying buildings, neglected and unmaintained spaces, the urban design of an area, the time of day. Here we see a great difference in realities. The males, although do claim to have their guard up higher at night, seem unfazed with being in public space after dark. For the female experience, on the other hand, this is a daunting task. Challenges for urban planning arose in discussion. The challenge being that at times street furniture is used in a way that isn't intended. Urban planners and designers need to work around a way in which street furniture can be placed and positioned to avoid them being used as tools to inflict harm. Here we see that the personalization of space and art are important in public spaces. Another challenge brought forward was the male-dominated nature of Johannesburg and how a sense of belonging does not exist for women in many places in the city. Later in the episode, we discuss stark contrast between male and female experiences. We see two diverging realities for the same context. Lastly, the need for women's voice in urban planning is emphasized. In conversation with Shannon, she stresses how safety concerns shouldn't be a norm or the first thing to come to mind whenever we need to be in public. This is a problem. Furthermore, she adds that what people decide to wear should not be a determining factor of whether they are subject to crime. Through a night out with a male friend, Shannon came to realize the difference that exists in how males perceive and experience the city versus the female's ever-anxious view of the city. Lastly, Shannon brings up possible urban design interventions for the problem and interesting controversies for urban designers. This controversy is in reference to the way security issues are addressed, such as how privatization and boundaries may enhance security in space, but it may further be driving division, exclusion, and inaccessibility. In episode 4, I have a conversation with SAC plan professional Danisa Karija, and she agrees that gendered urban planning is important and looks at social amenities to advance her opinion. She offers a perspective on motherhood and how locating certain children's activities within close proximity to an array of social amenities and land uses where mothers work or spend most of their time can improve safety. She adds that although implicit, policy in South Africa does consider gender to an extent, however, could be more explicit. The problem, however, is that there is failure to implement these policies. Inclusion of women into and ability to contribute to the economy should be the start point to achieving better living conditions for women, she adds. To sum everything up, vast differences exist between the male and female experiences in the city. If urban planning is to be inclusive, it should consider these differences.